Riverkeepers was started when a group of citizens got together and decided that we weren't utilizing the river as best as we could and that they wanted it to unite the two communities instead of divide them. So they invited the Regional Urban Design Assistance Team to come in, study the river, interview the public, and they left a plan with many suggestions on how we could better our river. And one of those ideas was to have an organization speak for the Red River, and that is how Riverkeepers got started.
And I actually was involved way back when the group came to Fargo, and I'd never heard the term Riverkeepers. When they came to Fargo and did the initial, it was a weekend retreat, and they talked about the river, and they talked about the benefits of the river, and having someone here to quote unquote sell that to the community, and it was a brand new concept to us.
Everything we did, we encouraged people to go to the river and go on the river. There were people that said, I heard anecdotally that people were told to stay away from the river, it's dangerous.
Originally, Breckenridge, like so many of the cities along the Red River and also along the Mississippi, had turned their backs on the rivers, and they were nothing to be praised or used or anything. And I think Riverkeepers has done an enormous amount to show us the recreational and health use of the rivers.
Many people looked at the river as being a dangerous place, a place they shouldn't go. They kept their kids from going there. They said, don't go to the river. It's dirty. It's dangerous. And in some ways it was dangerous, of course, but it certainly wasn't dirty, and it wasn't a problem of getting in and around the water at all. And I think Riverkeepers has really changed that perception over the last 25 years. People now look at the river as an amenity for the community, a place where they can go for recreation.
Literally, there were signs by all the dams saying, "Stay away, stay away, stay away." And true to form, almost one or two kids died every few years, and the dams themselves were dangerous. Not the river, but the dams.
And I hadn't really thought of the notion that this river was really part of a whole basin-wide system of water flow that starts way south of here and runs way north of here to Winnipeg. So it was very useful for me, I think, to understand that this was a basin-wide issue, basin-wide resource, and that any problems that occurred, as Bob Bachman used to say, all water is related. And so having a basin-wide perspective, I think, was very, very helpful for me. It was a very educational opportunity.
We fulfill our mission through a lot of educational outreach events such as youth fishing clinics, canoe and kayak races, and river tours, and by engaging hundreds of volunteers yearly in cleanups, storm drain marking programs, and tree plantings.
I think the most important thing that Riverkeepers has done is making its citizens aware of the importance of our river system and the fact that we are responsible for making sure that we have quality water and that we're not damaging our water in our watershed by our actions and taking care of it. That's our responsibility.
But Riverkeepers have done a good job to show that when we dispose of water, it ends up in the river. So what we put in is what we take out. So it's very important that we take care of our water supply and to embrace the river instead of being afraid of it. So respect it, but utilize it and embrace it.
And Riverkeepers does a fantastic job of connecting their mission with the city's missions and the citizens.
The single most important thing that Riverkeepers has done so far is just the education and awareness of the beauty and assets of the river amidst us. I think that we have played a critical role in making the dams safe for human beings and a better environment for the fish that this river teems with.
The fact that Riverkeepers is an organization that promotes the river, that helps to protect the river, and is an advocate for the river is very important to the development, even the economic development for the Fargo, Moorhead, and surrounding area.
To me, it was the best volunteer project I've ever worked on.
I've been associated with the Water Festival almost since the beginning, and the education that goes on there for 2,000 to 3,000 kids a year is really something. And the many different stations that they go to is, I think it's unique here in the Upper Midwest. It truly is. It's a good learning experience for the kids.
I think that Riverkeepers has really helped the community to become aware of even what a watershed is and the importance of the Red River to our community, and the fact that it's survival for quality water and for the knowledge that they need to protect our watershed and to keep it safe for ourselves and for our future.
The big thing that Riverkeepers has worked on as an overwhelming or an overriding goal would be the attitude change. So with the help of many people, I think every little project that Riverkeepers has undertaken has had a significant impact in helping our community, elected leaders, as well as the average citizen understand the river better.
I think probably the most important over the long haul is their programs to get children aware of what the river does and having children connect with the river through their water festival and other education things. In the short term, probably the most important thing Riverkeepers did was their coordination of the dam retrofit that made the river a safer place to be around.
They have really impacted the communities, I think, with their education that they've been able to take to the schools and take to the communities and assist with planting the red, or assist with just teaching us so many things. Again, just about the river corridor and how that river corridor can negatively impact the community if it's not cared for. And the Riverkeepers has taught all of us, if we didn't know before, just the value of maintaining the integrity of that important resource.
I see Riverkeepers just growing. I see more and more citizens that are becoming Riverkeepers. I see more networking happening all the time. I know that Riverkeepers is respected, not only in our own local area in North Dakota, they're well respected in our nation. And of course they have some international kinds of networking too. So I just see it growing. I see our citizens becoming more aware of it, and I see them utilizing the education materials that Riverkeepers provides. I think that's all very important and is just growing in leaps and bounds.
In the future, it's our hope that the whole community values the Red River and Riverkeepers as an important part of our community.
Well, my hopes are that the communities continue to embrace Riverkeepers and Riverkeepers continues to grow. And I don't say to grow just for the sake of growing, but if they grow, they're going to continue with their education, they're going to continue with more programs that they can take on and assist the two communities.
So really our goal and our mission is to make sure that everybody who lives in Fargo-Moorhead turns toward the river and looks at it with a more appreciative and educated eye.